Hello, welcome to this video where I'm going to showcase you my battles in a very competitive tournament against very good players. And I use Greninja. Greninja was very good this tournament, and I'm going to show you a lot of battles. So I'm going to go quickly into those battles as well. But before that, I want to thank Outpost Gaming for hosting this tournament. It ran very smoothly. There was a lot of space and was very convenient. Now, before I go into the battles, just a quick overview of why I thought Greninja was good. So these are the Pokemon that Greninja does very well against. There's a lot of meta Pokemon. Obviously, it's also pretty difficult to cover it because it's weak to fighting and fairy type Pokemon, specifically Azumarill and Annihilate, that are all over the place. But there's a lot of targets such as Talonflame, Skarmory, Whiscash, Gligar, Lickitung, Registeel, and Cresselia. These are all Pokemon that Greninja can beat, and that's why I decided that I want to give it a try. My first round is against my friend Trip Thunder. I will be showing only one battle from this set because I find these battles a little bit RPS. Even our third game kind of was. Now he runs Hydro Pump and Player of Honest Azumarill, which makes my Talonflame a little bit better there, and my Abomasnow as well because he doesn't pace as fast as with Ice Beam. I believe this team is from Lurgan Rocket, and like this is a team that I'm okay dealing with. It also has like that similar ice plus fire core, which I really like myself as well. The only problem that I always deal with these kind of teams is that Registeel basically makes the matchup RPS, and like in a good way for him, in a bad way for me, because there's 3 Pokemon on my team that are absolutely walled by it, and then a lot of people don't know the matchup against Greninja, so I can use that to my advantage, and that's basically what I'm always going to do. And I'm always going to bring like something like with Greninja or like 2 or 3 counters to the Registeel. So that's basically how I tackled this matchup. I lead my Talonflame into Registeel. I believe Talonflame loses zeros anyway to Registeel even with Flame Charge. However, I don't have Flame Charge, so I'm just going to go straight for Brave Bird here. That kind of will take me out in 1 charge stack anyway, so I'm just going to go Brave Bird. Which I'm not even sure that helps me. I think after this I should be able to Incinerate down. We won't find out. He swaps into Azumarill. I ran a line that's not super strong as Azumarill, but if it was Azumarill the lead, I was just going to stay in. Because he does have Ice Beam to throw into me, so he will be slower to charge attacks. I may not even have to shoot the player on the Talonflame. And that's why this soft ABA to Azumarill I thought was kind of solid. So him swapping it in means that I can bring in my Cresselia, which is perfectly fine. I don't need to expend shields on this very bulky Pokemon. And I will get to my next Grass Knot before he gets to his next Hydro Pump that would knock me out. I rather expect him to throw a player off and then lock on me down, but he doesn't. And it's great for me. I can get another Grass Knot in, and then I don't have to... I can just farm this down with anything that I have on my team. If that's the Greninja, it will be a lot of energy. But I can also farm it on my Talonflame, because having that energy for the Brave Bird or the Fly would be great. But these are swapped into Cresselia. Very fine. This is a very good matchup for Greninja when shields are up. Unfortunately, the zeros and the ones are not as good as the 2 shields, because you see the 2 nice size barely won't knock out this Cresselia. This is a little bit tricky to play. That is actually a very bad shield by me, and the reason why is because this does way less than a Focus Plus. I only see this now, and I'm like, what did I do? I'll throw this Fly before you can get to a future sight, and he does shoot that because he wants to get that off. Not sure if that was necessary per se, but otherwise he would have to bring Registeel in, which already is quite low and can't take many Incinerates, so he kind of has to. Here he does an interesting play, which in the end game doesn't matter, but he does 1 bubble, then goes into Reggie. I throw the Fly anyway, and I actually also am trying to throw my battle, because I thought this would do a little bit more, and now you see that I can only barely Water Shuriken this down. He actually fainted with the Focus Plus, so very risky play. That was not even necessary, because it was like 4 bubbles off a player off. Regardless, that's how the game went, and you see, I just wanted to go pretty strong as the Registeel, because I know that's coming. It's lovely to RPS someone with the Registeel, but I love to RPS Registeel myself. So tactical, probably the battles that everyone see. I will show 3 of these. And he's using the team Zweilous, also has used before. I think this is a really good team. I like Pelipper plus a Fire together, but I don't have a Skeleditch, and Pelipper plus Talonflame basically just gets annihilated by Lantern, obliterated. So, right, if there's a Lantern on opposing team, I couldn't run both of those Pokemon. Anyway, I expect a combination of Dragonair, Registeel, Pelipper at all times here. I like to run Annihilate against that. But if it's like Annihilate into Pelipper, it's basically just over. Both Dragonair and Registeel are very tough for my team, and I expect those every time. I don't expect the Abomasnow, but I'm also not saying it won't come at all, because Greninja, he knows me, and he knows I will bring Greninja. Greninja actually quite good against Whiscash, Registeel, Pelipper, and Skeleditch. Let's take a look at these battles here. I lead my Greninja into Registeel. I'm so fine with this. Let's see, I have the Annihilate in the back, I have the Abomasnow in the back, and I know I actually expect him to swap immediately. That's why you see me wait there for a little bit. I don't know why I expected that. Either way, Gonna go for the first Hydro. This won't do half, but like you see how much that does, and I outpace him easily. I know it's gonna be Pelipper in the back, and I will struggle against it if he swaps that in now. And he does. He tries to catch a Hydro Cannon. And this is so tough for me because I have nothing in the back that can take on Pelipper's energy. Perhaps I should have swapped the Abomasnow in right now, that the Pelipper would not have reached the Hurricane just yet, but instead I keep throwing the Night Slashes. I know I want to get rid of my Abomasnow, even though I know it's going to be that Dragonair in the back. If I can pull like shields, my Annihilate would be able to sweep this battle. So I'm going to bring in my Abomasnow now and just sacrifice it, to be honest. At this point, I'm just hoping he baits, and I don't really see an option to let it go. And at this point, I actually realize I cannot win this game anymore, because me throwing this Night Slash does mean he won't knock out my Greninja. I actually went for a little bit of an undercharge, but that also means his Dragonair gets the farm down here. I don't get to an attack on the Greninja, and he outpays my Annihilate, and that will lose me the battle. Not sure how I could have done that. Maybe be a little bit smarter in my team composition, but I wanted to make sure that I could answer the Dragonair. Maybe the Whiscash if we bring that. But he play well. And I get the boost there. It doesn't matter though, because my accounts don't do enough to take down this Dragonair at this point. And even if I would, I probably would still need to take down that full or sorry, not the full, but like a lot of HP on the Dragonair. Second game, I'm just gonna do the same, to be honest. I just lead Greninja again. I'm gonna try again. I think I swapped the Abomasnow. Yeah, I did for Cresselia this time. And this is exactly where I need to see the Skeletors. In comes Dragonair. I know he was gonna do that. It's fine. Things with Dragonair, like even if I were swapping Abomasnow, I'd have to go shields down to maintain alignment, and then his Skeletors would farm down my Abomasnow, and then, you know, it comes down with Desiring Voice. That would knock out my Greninja. So I don't like Abomasnow in that case. I'm just gonna bring in my Annihilate there. I let in a few Dragon Breaths, so I'm sure maybe I should let him get a little bit more. But I'm at this point, I'm like sure that I will get to 2 Night Slash at least, which he calls actually Batman. And it doesn't matter as much because I get 2 regardless, and because he only gets 2 Incinerates here, he doesn't come out with a Desiring Voice entirely. And since I pace so fast, that means he would have to throw full Incinerate, and I will get 2 Water Shuriken in there. So he gets Shield, but I'm already at another Night Slash, so that's great. I expect the Registeel. No, not the Registeel, the Pelipper in the back. It's actually the Registeel, never mind. The reason why I thought it wouldn't be, and it's actually what I thought during the game as well, it won't be Registeel in the back, is because I'm like, you know, against Whiscash, you don't do that either. But Greninja is no Whiscash, even though it's pretty freaking good here. But I also realized at this point, I won't get to 2 Hydro Cannon before he gets to the next Focus Blast. So at some point, I need to scratch my head a little bit. I'm gonna throw another Hydro Cannon here. I wanna have a move stored here, because that allows me to knock out anything later. Greninja has very high attack, wins a lot of charge stack priority, means that I should pretty much be able to secure the game here. Even if he were to get to the Shadow Ball and knock me out here, that's so fine. I'm just gonna overfarm a little bit. Because Registeel is so clunky, it can't stack multiple charge stacks because they're so expensive. I can just farm a little bit more. Throw the Night Slash there. Probably could have done one more, but I didn't want the Incinerate damage to land, so just in case I get like lock on down. And then I get to a Night Slash here. Could have thrown Hydro as well, doesn't matter. And I take game number 2. So the score is 1-1 now. And I get a boost. Great. Decisive game number 3. I expect Registeel at all times, but this time it's Pelipper. This is a great matchup for Greninja when shields are up. You're going to find out a Night Slash does a lot of good damage here. I believe I do lose the 0 shields, but I win all other evens. You see that it's already in the yellow. This Pelipper's already into the yellow. So he's at a Hurricane right now. I'm going to shield it. It's probably wettable anyway, which would do respectable damage. It actually goes for the Hurricane, which is a lot of energy. It means I can farm up a little bit more. But I also realized this. He's probably going to go for wettable at this point. But I didn't want to respect it as much. So I'm going to go for the Night Slash here. I definitely should have thrown earlier though. That will knock him out. And here I get very lucky. I get the damage registration error, which means that this Dragon Breath will knock me out, but the damage didn't register yet, so I'm able to get my Night Slash off. And now I need to make a call. If it's Registeel in the back, I need to bring in Lickitung here. If it's Skeletors in the back, I need to bring in Annihilate up here. I'm gonna find out. I bring in the Lickitung. I predict the Registeel in the back. We get the charge stack period here. I couldn't care less at this point, really, because I feel like if it's Skeletors, like my energy's not gonna be useful anyway. If it's Registeel, my Licktung's also not that useful. So I just immediately want to get rid of this Dragonair that's very good, and it's Skeletors. I made the wrong call, unfortunately. Not sure if I would have won per se if I brought the what's called the Annihilate into Dragonair, because it still does a lot of damage there. But man, it would have been nice to have Licky with some more shields, more HP here. I'm gonna go for another Body Slam. Doesn't like I'm hoping he shields, but he's counting. That means that at this point I cannot do anything. Even Desiring Voice was Incinerate down, isn't what he can do, but he knows he can get the 2 Shadow Balls, and that means that After 3 locals were though lost to me, he finally got me. And he got a very smug face as well after that. My third opponent is Pokesquark. He beat me in Stuttgart 2023, knocked me out of the loser finals there. He's a very good player as well. He drove 3 hours to this local tournament, so he is not coming here for nothing. He's going to give it his all. He's very tough. Mantine in general is a Pokemon I don't like as much. Pelipper is okay for Greninja, but against Mantine, I don't know the matchup at all. But like neutral, Aerial Ace is probably pretty annoying to deal with. I don't hate Greninja here against A-Slash, against Whiscash, against Lickitung is very fine. But he also has three pretty good answers. I do like my Talonflame. Even though he has double water, I don't care. I just use Talonflame. Let's see how this goes. He also has Power Snow on the Alone Sensor, so my future side Cresselia will win the Zero Shields. I'm going to show 2 battles, one that I won, one that I lost. And this is why you need to check your the sheet that shows the move sets, because he didn't. He thought I had Flame Charge and Fly. Not even that bad of a matchup for the Talonflame, to be honest, but look at this. I'm gonna go for the Brave Bird. And it's gonna do so much damage. Look at this. Bam! I swap into Lickitung right away. He answers with his own. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna scroll ahead through this for a little bit. I don't wanna go through all Lickitung mirror for this. At this point, I know it's going to be charge work in the back, so it's going to be very tough. So at some point, I believe I keep my Lickitung for a little bit, go into the Talonflame, use my energy there. I'm not sure if that's the play anyway, but I gotta try something. I wanted to keep those body slams for the charge bug, which comes in here now. Takes 2 incinerates, which will do very solid damage. There actually is a very good chance for me still here. I might get to body slam. And if I can pull shields, maybe I'm okay. But he throws an attack immediately. I also know he has an Aerial Ace on that Mantine still, which is tough. But if he goes in Mantine, I won't farm down, so maybe it's fine. I'm gonna go for the first body slam. I don't think I will get to 3 though. Going for another, and I really hope he shoots this. If he shoots this, I'm fine. Because then I can knock out with the future side, but he doesn't. He's smart. Gonna go for a few licks, then swap into the Cresselia, hoping to maybe get a fast move down at the very end, but I don't think I can. There is a shield, there was that Mantine, and he will get to 2 X's here, unfortunately, which are super effective, which will do a lot of damage, and then he has an Aerial Ace. It's gonna be... I think I'm gonna try to... Yeah, I'm trying to side cut down, but I can't. Side cut just doesn't do damage, and yeah, there we go. Barely doesn't go down. Then he comes into the Mantine after this to throw an Aerial Ace, and just over. Tough alignment regardless. I knew at the point when I swapped Licky into that Mantine, oh, it's gonna be the Charger Buck in the back. That's just what it is. So game number 3, I won game number 2. And game number 3, I just know he always brings that freaking annoying Charger Bug. So I bring my 3 Pokemon that are pretty good against Charger Bug, not that great against Mantine. Except this Pokemon. This Lickitung is just very good against Pokesquark in general. Because that Alone Sand Slash, it's like his best answer. That's not even that great. Swaps into the Charger Bug. He's been throwing Axe Scissor all the time here. I don't know why. He only gets 2 Charge Scissors anyway. Yeah, there he goes. Maybe if I let one through, he can like Volt Switch me down. I don't know, to be honest. I'm just gonna double shield and keep all this energy, because in the end I come with a Brave Bird, and then I'm like, yo, this is gonna do some juicy damage. Gonna shield this. Attack here is likely discharge. Yeah, this time it is. And even if he has Lickitung in the back, I still survive 1 lick, so I will be able to throw a Brave Bird at whatever comes in. And look at this. Brave Bird is going to do so much damage. In comes that Mantine again. We saw how much this did earlier. And this will win me the battle, because this Brave Bird lands. It does so much damage. In comes Lickitung. I still have full Lickitung on my own. And I have an Annihilate as well that has super effective counters. So I'm just very good at this point. Going to go for the Night Slash immediately. I haven't needed Night Slash nor Ice Punch at all on Annihilate in this tournament, simply because there were very few Gligar. I think Night Slash is really nice for the pacing though, so... There's that. Gonna go for another Night Slash here. And yeah, this thing's just getting so low at this point. I think Pokesquark knows he's not shielding anymore. And that's game over. So I win this matchup by 2-1. And I need 1 more to reach top cut. Zephymasix is my round 4 opponent, the last one in this Swiss. And he's a very, very good player from Germany. Won a regional championship before, as you can tell by his shirt. And this time, there is a Gligar. And it's gonna be annoying. Gligar is okay against in my team, actually. Like the ones against the Bombsnow gets really close. Also has a Dragonair and a Registeel, which we saw against the Tactical. Is just so tough to deal with. Now, one thing about how far we are in this tournament so far, Statstan is sweeping so far. I am 2-1. So Tactical's 2-1. Zephymasix is 2-1. And I believe that 1 player sweeps, or 2 players, or 1 player of 3-1 score will go through. And If not, then maybe players that go 2-2 will qualify for top cut. And it can be anyone at this point, so it's going to be anyone's game. Now, observe how this battle is going to go. Because Zephyr 6 did not have a great time with Greninja. I predict his Gligar lead. I found it a little bit obvious, like, so safe that I was like, yeah, I'm just going to make sure it's not safe. Tries to catch on his Wish Cash. I was not going to let that happen. I'm just going to go into Lickitung here. I reckon it's going to be Registry or something in the back, even though there's already somewhat ABA to a Bulma. I would reckon he would probably play the one shield. Zephyr is a very knowledgeable player who probably knows this kind of stuff. He can just play the one shields against my Abomasnow, and then the Wish Cash in the back is kind of safe. I can't really run a Abomasnow lead with Cresselia in the back as well, so I like the strategy a lot from him, but I do reckon there has to be a hard Registeel answer in the back, such as, a hard Abomasnow answer in the back, such as Registeel or the Annihilate. Could also be Dragonite though. I'm gonna go for another Body Slam here, and this is where he kind of screws up because he shields this. I don't know why. I guess he didn't count. Gonna go into my Greninja here. I didn't throw just yet because I know that it wouldn't KO here. Gonna go for another Water Shuriken, go over 100 energy, very good. But it's fine. He'll do so much damage and I can actually farm him down entirely. Come out with 2 Hydro Cannon. He told me his swap lagged a little bit, but it really doesn't matter, I think. Because I'm gonna throw a bunch of Hydro Cannon here. Look at this. That's 1. That's 2. And you bet I'm shielding. Or maybe not even. Why do I need to shoot? I can just throw this. And now the Glider can't even outpace me because it's 3 Water Shuriken to get to Hydro Cannon, which is faster than the next area ace. He already has 1 by now, but he needs, I believe he needs 1 more for another area ace, and I just get to another Hydro Cannon here, and 4 Hydro Cannons will seal the deal here for me. Greninja sweeping the game so hard. This basically tells him that he has to respect Greninja, and he has to bring Dragonair or Annihilate or something. So yeah, game number 2, let's see how Zephyr adapts here. I bring in Lickitung into his XXL Shadow Dragonair. You can tell it's massive. And I'm not sure if this is a bulk point Dragonair. I don't think so. Maybe it is. Not specifically against mine, because mine is like a little bit more attack weighted than a rank 1. Yeah, it's definitely not a bulk point. But if you have a very, very high defense weighted Shadow Dragonair, such as like a 0-15-2 Dragonair, you get a a bulk point, and then the Lickitung matchup is so much better. He swaps into Annihilate. I go into Talonflame immediately, and this likely is a bait. I don't care. I'm just gonna shoot Talonflame regardless, because like the energy is good on anything. Even if I double shield, it might be ready to steal the back. So I'm just gonna keep Talonflame alive here. Gonna go for a fly. I think I can farm down if I want to, but instead I decide to get 2 shields from him here, and that should be very nice for me. Actually, let's go, which I didn't expect. Comes in with the Dragonair, but Dragonair is quite fragile. Farm down entirely. Then in comes the Gligar. I think I can get the 2 flyer. Maybe. I actually couldn't, because this last wing attack would knock me out, and then I don't get my next fly off. So I went for the Brave Bird there. My Lickitung still a little bit healthy, can take an area ace at least. But here's the thing: I have a pretty good Annihilate. I can live an aerial ace, so I'm confident I can just go for the Shadow Ball anyway. As you can see, area ace comes through, and then he lags a little bit, and maybe he would have knocked me out with 3 wing attacks. I don't know. Don't know. But Shadow Ball will knock him out here. That is game number 2. That was actually not the end of the set, because in that second game, he showed me that he lagged a little bit on that Annihilate into the Talonflame, which, and by that he couldn't throw the second Ice Punch to chip my Talonflame, and then he would have been able to Dragon Breath down my Dragonair, and I wouldn't have that extra charge attack for the Gligar that allowed me to win the endgame with Annihilate. So I agree with that, and offered the rematch. Do we do same teams or not? He said, yeah, I would prefer same teams. Which I'm a little bit surprised by. Like, I didn't think it was like that positive of a matchup for him. But I guess he knows I can't bring in my Annihilate into his Annihilate safe switch, or into his Gligar. So I guess that's why maybe I don't care. Like, let's just play it. I honestly think that if the game worked properly, I probably should have lost that game. So I was fine with a rematch with the same teams here. The only thing I hate is that my opponents are likely playing it different. Even myself, because I swap a little bit faster than the previous match, but he does outpace me barely to a potential Shadow Ball here, which I will respect. But because I swapped a little bit faster, I think this time he won't be able to get to like Ice Punch plus Shadow Ball either way. So I'm going to go for the fly here immediately. Expect him to shoot like the last time, but no, he doesn't. He plays it different. Somehow his Dragonair, maybe his Dragonair got a few more licks last time, but it's there. This time it does live 2 Incinerates, which kind of sucks. So I'm going to throw the Incinerate here, and he actually shoots that to get this charge thing off. I can't shoot that because then the Gligar is basically free. It can get energy and I raise my my Annihilate, which I don't want. Gonna go straight for Nisus here. One, there's two things I need to keep in mind here. I want to get him in Body Slam range. Two, the Dragonair is still alive. I need to keep that in mind. That's very important for a late game. I'm not sure if it was necessary to stall the clock here, but I just want to throw him off on when to throw his charge attack. I predict he will throw on 2 area aces. I wait like half a turn because he keeps waiting to throw his charge attack, and then I managed to catch on the Lick Tongue. And now he has to throw another one. I will be able to get to keep the shield for my Annihilate and get to no Nisus on this Gligar, but I need to be careful of that catch. I'm actually just gonna push through here. I'm like, he is gonna try and catch at some point. I just need to make sure he doesn't catch. It's my only lose con. But if he keeps wing attacking, he wins. And look at that. Just barely. He could have maybe even Dragon me down almost, but unable to. And now I throw Shadow Ball. This will seal the deal, so I win this rematch. Now we are 3-1, which means I qualify for the top cut. It also means I have to play Zephyr 6 again. He went 2-2, but because of like the opponent's win rate, he is paired with me. I'm like second place, he's third place, and then there's Stat Stand first place with a 4-0, and Throw Tactical also with a 2-4. And then he basically just played Stat Stand, lost to him, and then played Stat Stand again in the single elimination. The semifinals against Zephyr 6. I'm going to show only one battle from this set because I don't want the video to be too long, and I do want to show all the battles from the grand finals. These are just best out of 3s. I lead my Abomasnow into Registeel. I rarely do this, but I'm playing a hard ABA team to Registeel. I was like, the previous game, I was like so good against Registeel, there's no way he runs it again. And this time he doesn't look like he brought Dragonair or Whiscash. He's staying in, which is perfectly fine with me. I just get a lot of energy here. Then he goes into Lick Tongue, which kind of sucks for me now, because now Fly plus Brave Bird won't threaten him as much as I would want it to. It's just looking like such an uphill battle. I lost the previous game already, so I'm like with my back against the wall here. This does not look great. I need to Brave Bird here, but I don't want to, because then just like my time will not be up. I need the Talonflame. I need to keep the Talonflame. I'm trying to get the switch. You see me stop tapping, but it's just barely too late, and now I over tap on the swap, and it's just looking so bad. It's looking so bad for me. I'm gonna go for the Fly, hoping to pull 2 shields maybe. Is that what I can do? Pull 2 shields, keep the Talonflame alive. But no, he lets it go. He has 2 shields for the Core Breaker. Anyway, he can win this. He brings in the Registeel, and I expected Annihilate, so I swapped to my Cresselia immediately. Actually, really surprised he brought that in out of all Pokemon. Brings in the Gligar. It's actually this is not what I expected at all. A line pretty weak to Greninja, to be honest. And I actually bait the grass here. Didn't really expect it after I got a debuff. If this is a dig, I might live it. I might barely live it. It is a dig, and I live at 1 HP. This is so crucial, because this might allow me to win the battle. Registeel cannot stack multiple charge attacks, like I said multiple times. Now with this charge attack, this future sight, I'm able to Power Snow down. Registeel still needs to throw a charge attack into my Abomasnow. Look, this doesn't do... I mean, it does a lot, don't get me wrong, but he can't lock on me down. Abomasnow has decent HP. So I'm going to go for the energy... Alright, never mind. I went 40. This must have been another game. Abomasnow has been a lot of Registeel this set. And he actually goes for shield there. It's all fine, because at this point, I'm going to try to go for the energy ball. That will put him in 1 incinerate down range, but at this point I'm fine. I will live 6 lock on to get to the Brave Bird. The Brave Bird will knock out with 1 incinerate, and this will actually win me that hard ABA game. In match number 3, I actually did beat him with Greninja, but it was a little bit tough because he miscounted. I don't like to show a game that I won basically on a misplay. So let's go to the grand finals. So I am now up in the grand finals against, again, Tho Tactical. He beat Statstein, was 4-0 in the cup, but then he lost to Tho Tactical, who was lowest seeded with a 2-2 score, but then Tho managed to beat him. Means we are both at 40 championship points from this cup so far. It's basically the same matchup as we had earlier, so it's going to be very tricky. I need to kind of hope I can get that alignment within the Registeel, the Dragonair, and the Pelipper. So I'm going to make a hard call here. Well, not per se a hard call, it's my safest call. I'm going to run the Annihilate, because it's the best thing I have for the Dragonair and the Registeel. And voila, there it is. Now here's the problem. If I use shields in this matchup, the Registeel will take out my Greninja in 1 hit. So I can't do that. But I want to get this Dragonair really low. I know his Dragonair is really good as well. So my Lick Tongue is not great there either. I'm going to use 1 shield here. Hope he doesn't catch on something that I wouldn't like him to catch, but it doesn't really matter. Niceless comes in here if he no shields this. Actually, what I was afraid of if he would farm now with the Pelipper. Pelipper is very good against my team as well, but he doesn't. Gonna lick it down. If he gets 2 body slams, so I don't care. Lick Tongue is here to soak up damage anyway, and I expect Registeel in the back. Registeel, Pelipper probably. And he actually does get there. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Again, I was already almost at Focus Plus range, so Registeel comes in. I'm gonna go on Greninja immediately. He stays in for a little bit, probably trying to pull shield before swapping, and I regret throwing this Hydro Cannon. Because throwing this Hydro Cannon means that the Pelipper now safely can come in because I'm dry on energy. But again, I do charge very quickly. Even times his attack a little bit bad, so I sneak a full Water Shuriken, and I do get the attack drop as well. I'm not super lucky so far. I need a little bit of luck, a little bit of nicer luck on my side here. There it's not yet. But man, another nice list coming in. Can I get that boost, please? I will outpace, by the way. Oh, I actually do get the boost here. This is great because my nice list will definitely threaten this. But look, this doesn't get to Hurricane just yet. I'm gonna go for the nice list here. This will knock out the Pelipper. Yeah, he has no shields, obviously. And now I outpace the Registeel. I forgot he didn't have a shield for a second, but yeah. That wins me the battle. I don't think the boost mattered per se, because if I threw on a nice list, I would just keep a Hydro and swap into Leaky to take care of Pelipper. Then I have a Hydro for Reggie and just win. So, yeah, Greninja pulling through, and I had the alignment that I wanted with my safe approach of Annihilate in tackling the Dragonair Registeel core. Game number 2, I'm gonna go with a riskier approach, which is a soft ABA line. I personally don't mind Talonflame into Dragonair, so I'm gonna play like Talonflame lead Greninja in the back. The Incinerators will still hurt, but the one thing that does suck, like, you win the one shields with a slight advantage in Incinerate, but on even energy, you don't. I don't know if this Aqua will knock out. I did not want to take the chance. In fact, I don't want this Dragonair to be this healthy just yet. So, I'll use this fly here. Then take a shield. Get him a little bit lower. Because he has to throw her. So you see here, the Dragonair is at half HP again. It's a lot of HP actually. And it probably gets to a charge stack on my bombs as well. But because Tho always wants to align Registeel in his best spot, he is forced to stay in. He's forced to stay in, and it gives me a very good shot here. So in comes the Registeel again. I'm going to go in Greninja. In comes Pelipper immediately. Same story. And this is not bad in the one shields. Gonna go for nice slash again. We've seen the story. This is exactly where I need the Greninja. It's already at half HP. Gonna go for another night slash. It's only 3, and then 2 for 2 night slash. It's incredibly fast. And look at that. I even get the boost. I think I still would have farmed it down regardless of the boost. But this is going to help me a lot because I need to get a lot of damage in. Actually expect him to double Weather Ball, which I would have shielded anyway. That's why I shielded, because I was like, well, he's going to double Weather Ball, but 2 will take me out, so shield anyway. But yeah, you know, he just needs to take my shield honestly to then knock me out. And I didn't need to bait there at all. Actually, was my loose con. But look at this. This Hydro Cannon is double boosted. And I actually take a screenshot here. Actually does so much damage to that Registeel. That boost definitely helps me there. In hindsight, looking at this, like, I don't know, I would have reached 2 energy balls as well. So maybe it didn't matter as much. Was definitely appreciated of the boost. So I win the cup with Greninja like that in a very nice way, because that boost was beautiful and really typical for this tournament where Greninja was so successful. So yeah, that was a cup that I won with Greninja. After that, we had a challenge, which is for less points, but still championship points. I brought a Macargo plus Hurricane Whimsicott there and like a Frostlass. But the team was a little bit too weak to opposing Lickitung and Annihilate. But it really showed in those battles. I went 1-3. Not my best performance. Macario actually was quite good. It was quite good in the position where I got it. But doesn't matter. I won the cup with a Greninja. I'm happy. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.